One of my responsibilities as MC is to welcome and recognize USG, our sponsor for the 25th consecutive year of our awards brunch. Please join me in recognizing USG for its continuing and generous support of our association and our industry. Now, please welcome to AWCI podium, Greg Salah. For those of you who do not know Greg, he is USG's Senior Vice President and President, North America. Please extend a warm welcome to a longtime AWCI friend.
Thank you and good morning. I'm excited to be here with all of you today. It's a milestone year for AWCI, 100 years. All I can say is wow. To celebrate a century of success is a huge accomplishment. As we saw earlier, it's very rare that you come across any company or organization that has been around for 100 years. Ken did a nice job detailing the origins and the history of AWCI, but I'd like to give you some more perspective of what it looked like 100 years ago. As Ken mentioned, the U.S. economy was in recession following a devastating war in Europe. There were only 48 states, and the average price of a U.S. home was $5,000. The U.S. population broke 100 million people in 1918. And this year, we surpassed 326 million people, so we've had a lot of growth over the last century. Over the last 100 years, AWCI members have played a key role in the building of America. I think we can all agree that 100 years later, AWCI continues to be a guiding force for contractors, manufacturers, suppliers, and suppliers of all sizes. For 25 years, a quarter of our history, USG has sponsored this event. We're proud to do so because the education, networking, and leadership that the association provides its members from the wall and ceilings industries. This week is one that I get excited about at the beginning of the year and look forward to. It's a fantastic opportunity to connect with leaders in the business and see what innovation companies are making to advance our great industry. I look forward to talking with many of you over the next few days. So let me tell you a little bit about the construction industry and where it is headed this year based on economic and industry indicators. All signs are optimistic for the economy and our industry this year. Economists believe U.S. GDP growth is on pace to reach 3%, which is a jump from 2017, where we had 2.3% growth. They predict the construction industry will continue making gains and forecast the momentum will build in the residential housing market. Overall, NHB has projected mid-single-digit growth in residential. They're forecasting a slight downturn in multifamily, albeit at very high levels, and most of the growth in housing will come out of new single-family, primarily in the first-time buyer segment. We all know that residential construction leads to commercial construction. Our commercial market across the country is on very solid ground. CBRE just recently reported that the vacancy rates in commercial office space is just above 10%, which is below historical averages. The vacancy rates in residential or suburban markets is running just under 14%, which is also very healthy. In February, the Architectural Billing Index achieved its highest level in over a decade. It had a score of 54.7, which, as we all know, anything above 50 suggests that the forward-looking curve for commercial construction looks very favorable. And at the end of 2017, the University of Michigan Survey of Consumer Confidence hit its highest level since 2000. So overall, the commercial market, as well as the residential market and construction in general, looks very strong for 2018. What I'd like to do next is just briefly talk about the Commercial Construction Index, sometimes referred to as the CCI, which is a partnership between the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and USG Corporation. There is plenty of data to help us gauge the health of the overall economy. Reports on housing starts, employment, retail sales, and consumer confidence. But not much is available specifically for the health and vitality of commercial construction. This led USG and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce to launch a quarterly economic report called the Commercial Construction Index. With the help of Dodge Data and Analytics, we researched and refined survey questions about the opportunities and challenges faced by thousands of contractors, construction managers, and design builders. The index looks at the results of 3 leading indicators: backlog levels, new business opportunities, and revenue forecasts, to gauge how contractors feel about the future of our industry. It is unique because it measures how contractors feel about the future of commercial construction and does not look to the past. We announced the most recent results earlier this month, and here's the good news. Contractors are optimistic about new business opportunities for the next 12 months. In fact, optimism jumped 11% since last quarter. The commercial index across all 3 dimensions has been running at a 74, which indicates that we are in a very healthy commercial market. The average backlog for a commercial contractor today is just about 9 months. However, we also know that the workforce challenges are afflicting the entire industry and demand outpaces the supply of workers. Contractors report that skilled labor is a big issue for their business. But here's a really interesting thing the index found. Contractors don't just want more skilled workers, they want solutions that increase efficiency, speed up production schedules, and reduce costs. What does this mean for our industry? We must all continue innovating to address industry challenges. These issues are shaping the future of the industry and will continue to influence demand for meaningful products that are easier and faster to install, more sustainable, and keep projects on time and on budget. So in closing, overall, contractors are optimistic about the outlook of our industry, and I agree. I'm hopeful in 2018 this will be a good year for your individual businesses and our industry as a whole. I want to thank AWCI for having me here today and for the long-standing relationship. I look forward to connecting with many of you over the next few days. Enjoy the remainder of your time in Orlando. Thank you.